Justin Baldoni is officially fighting back, and things are getting serious. What started as behind-the-scenes tension has now exploded into a full-blown legal battle involving one of the most powerful media institutions in the world, the New York Times. And if you think this is just another celebrity lawsuit, think again, because this case could expose how Hollywood stories are shaped, controlled, and possibly manipulated. Let's break it down. The New York Times has now filed a motion to dismiss Justin Baldoni's federal defamation lawsuit. Their position is crystal clear. They claim their reporting was fair, accurate, and protected under the First Amendment. According to the Times, the statements Baldoni is challenging were either factual or reasonable interpretations of events that allegedly took place during the filming of It Ends With Us. In simple terms, they're saying, "We told the truth, end of story." But Baldoni strongly disagrees. His legal team argues that this wasn't neutral journalism, it was selective storytelling. They claim the Times published certain claims while allegedly ignoring or withholding information that could have completely changed the narrative. And Baldoni is not backing down. His attorney, Brian Friedman, has made it clear that this lawsuit is just the beginning. According to Friedman, Baldoni's team plans to release additional private text messages between co-stars, messages they believe will directly contradict the version of events presented in the media. This is where things start getting messy. Baldoni's lawyers argue that the New York Times didn't act as a passive observer, but instead worked closely with certain individuals to frame a story that was not only biased, but intentionally damaging to Baldoni's reputation. If true, that allegation alone could have massive implications. Because this case isn't just about defamation anymore, it's about media ethics, power dynamics in Hollywood, and who really controls the narrative when things go wrong on a movie set. At the heart of this legal war is Baldoni's conflict with former co-star Blake Lively. Baldoni's team claims that certain people used public relations strategies to take control of the production, influence coverage, and ultimately shift blame onto him. They allege that Baldoni was pushed out creatively, professionally undermined, and then publicly painted as the villain. And the New York Times, according to Baldoni's lawsuit, played a key role in amplifying that version of events. Now, to be fair, defamation cases, especially against major media outlets, are notoriously difficult to win. Public figures face a very high legal standard. Baldoni would have to prove not just that the reporting was false, but that it was done with actual malice, meaning the Times either knew it was false or recklessly ignored the truth. Courts tend to side with journalists, citing the importance of free speech and press protections. That's exactly why the Times is confident enough to try to shut this case down early. But here's the problem for them. Baldoni's legal team wants discovery. They want access to internal emails, editorial discussions, text messages, timelines, and metadata. They want to know who spoke to whom, when, and why. And that's exactly what the Times wants to avoid. Because if discovery is allowed, it could expose internal communications that might raise uncomfortable questions about how the story was developed, and whether key information was intentionally left out. This is why legal experts say the motion to dismiss is such a critical moment. If the judge allows this case to move forward, it could turn into one of the most explosive media trials Hollywood has seen in years. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get more dramatic, a new name entered the picture. A name no one expected. Taylor Swift. In a twist that stunned both Hollywood and the music industry, Taylor Swift has reportedly been pulled into the legal battle between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. According to multiple reports, Swift may be subpoenaed, meaning she could be legally required to testify under oath. Yes, that Taylor Swift. For someone who has carefully protected her public image for years, this is a nightmare scenario. Swift is known for staying out of legal drama unless absolutely necessary. When she speaks, it's calculated. When she stays silent, people notice. And in this case, her silence is becoming impossible to ignore. So why Taylor? Insiders say Swift was closely connected to one of the key players involved in the situation surrounding It Ends With Us. While the full details remain sealed, legal experts suggest she may have knowledge of private conversations, behind-the-scenes dynamics, or key moments that could directly impact the case. And if she is subpoenaed, she won't be able to avoid answering questions. Under oath, there's no PR spin. No carefully worded Instagram post. No lyrical metaphor. Just the truth. That's why some legal analysts are calling her a potential smoking gun. Depending on what she says, her testimony could either support Baldoni's claims or completely undermine the narrative being pushed by others. But here's where things get even more suspicious. Taylor Swift, who has never hesitated to speak up about injustice, power imbalance, or mistreatment, is completely silent. No statement. No subtle distancing. No quiet show of support. And according to some insiders, that silence may not be accidental. Reports suggest Swift has been actively distancing herself from those at the center of this controversy. And for many observers, that raises a serious question. Why? If everything was above board, if nothing improper happened, why stay quiet? Some believe Swift is protecting herself. Others believe she doesn't want to be pulled deeper into a legal battle that could damage her carefully crafted public image. But there's another theory. What if she knows something the public doesn't? What if testifying forces her to choose between loyalty and self-preservation? And Taylor isn't the only one facing that dilemma. Sources claim that other major industry figures may also be contacted for testimony, including actress Jenny Slate, top Sony executives, and powerful agents from WME. And here's the irony. Some of these people may actually want to be subpoenaed. Why? Because being legally required to testify gives them cover. It allows them to finally speak the truth without fear of retaliation, because they can say they had no choice. In Hollywood, that kind of protection is rare. So where does this all leave us? Justin Baldoni is pressing forward, determined to clear his name. The New York Times is fighting to shut this down before discovery begins. And Taylor Swift's potential testimony could tip the balance in ways no one expected. If discovery moves forward, secrets could come out. If subpoenas are enforced, alliances could crumble. And if testimony contradicts the public narrative, everything could change. This isn't just another celebrity scandal. It's a legal showdown that could expose how power, PR, and media really operate behind the scenes in Hollywood. And this story is far from over.